中国好，世界会更好。通过共建“一带一路”，中国对外开放的大门越开越大。
We get ready to embark on a journey like no other as we explore China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative. With a whopping $450 billion project, this global infrastructure project aims to revolutionize the way we travel, access energy, and connect with the world. Join us as we delve into the benefits, risks, and challenges of this monumental undertaking that's redefining innovation and pushing boundaries. The BRI was officially launched by Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013 as a way to boost trade, investment, and cooperation between China and the rest of the world, especially the developing countries in Asia, Africa, and Europe.
中方将向中亚国家提供总额260亿元人民币的融资支持和无偿援助。
The BRI consists of two main components: the Silk Road Economic Belt, which is the land-based network of roads, railways, and other infrastructures connecting China with Central Asia, Russia, Europe, and the Middle East, and the 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, which is a sea-based network of ports, pipelines, and other infrastructures connecting China and Southeast Asia, South Asia, Africa, and Oceania. The BRI aims to revive and expand these historical connections and create new ones in the modern era. BRI is a project that aims to improve connectivity, cooperation, and development among the countries involved. China, the primary driving force behind the BRI, believes that it's a win-win situation that will bring mutual benefits to all nations concerned. Based on the principles of openness, inclusiveness, and transparency, the BRI respects the sovereignty, interests, and choices of each country. This project has the potential to boost their economic growth, reduce poverty, and improve their regional integration. Additionally, the BRI could facilitate cultural exchange, promote people-to-people ties, and foster mutual understanding among the diverse nations along the route. Furthermore, the BRI could also benefit China by creating new markets, diversifying its energy sources, and enhancing its soft power. The World Bank has reported that the BRI could increase global trade up to 9.7%. Global income by up to 2.9%, and global welfare by up to 0.7% by 2030. By 2030, the BRI could also lift 7.6 million people from extreme poverty and 32 million people from moderate poverty, generate millions of jobs, reduce transport costs, and lower carbon emissions. The Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI, also known as One Belt, One Road, is China's ambitious plan to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through a network of infrastructure projects such as roads, railways, ports, and power grids. Since its launch in 2013, the BRI has gained momentum and expanded to more than 150 countries, covering nearly 2/3 of the world's population and 1/3 of its GDP. China has pledged to invest over $1 trillion in the BRI over the next decade, making it one of the largest and most comprehensive infrastructure entities in human history. The BRI aims to enhance connectivity, trade, and development among participating countries and to promote China's economic and geopolitical interests in the region and beyond. China seeks to use the BRI to expand its influence, secure its supply chains, diversify its markets, and reduce its dependence on the US and the other Western powers. Among the many BRI projects, some stand out for their scale, complexity, and significance. For example, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a $62 billion project that involves building a 3,000-kilometer network of roads, railways, pipelines, and power plants, linking China's Shenyang region with Pakistan's Gwadar port in the Arabian Sea. The CPEC is expected to transform Pakistan's economy, energy security, and regional connectivity, as well as provide China with a strategic alternative to the Malacca Strait, a key-time maritime checkpoint that China views as vulnerable to US interdiction. Similarly, the China-Laos Railway is a $6 billion project that involves building a 414-kilometer high-speed railway linking China's Yunnan province to Laos's capital, Vientiane. The railway, which is being built by Chinese companies, will traverse rugged terrain, cross rivers and mountains, and require the relocation of thousands of people. The railway is expected to boost Laos's tourism, trade, and integration with the region, as well as enhance China's connectivity and influence in mainland Southeast Asia. Other notable BRI projects include the Bihan hydropower plant, a $4.8 billion project that involves building a 2,160 megawatt hydropower plant on the Congo River of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Hambantota port, a $1.4 billion project that involves building a deep sea port in Sri Lanka, which has sparked controversy over its debt and sovereignty implications. and the Budapest-Belgrade Railway, a $2.9 billion project that involves building a 350-kilometer railway between Hungary and Serbia, which has raised concerns over its environmental, economic, and geopolitical impacts. Despite the grand ambitions and promises of the BRI, many critics and skeptics have raised serious concerns and objections about its feasibility, sustainability, and transparency. They also warn that the BRI could lead to debt traps, environmental degradation, corruption, and geopolitical tensions, and that it could undermine the existing international norms and institutions. The BRI has faced significant criticism and challenges since its conception. One of the most prominent criticisms is that the BRI serves as a strategic tool for China to expand its influence and dominance across the world, particularly in regions where the US and its allies have a strong presence and interests. Additionally, the BRI is considered by many to be a way for China to project its military and political power by constructing strategic assets like ports and bases, which can be used for both civilian and military purposes. Many of the BRI projects are financed by Chinese state-owned banks that offer loans with high interest rates and lack transparency and accountability. Moreover, many of the BRI projects are overpriced, underperforming, and unsustainable, and don't provide the expected benefits and returns to the host countries. As a result, many of these countries are facing a debt crisis and are forced to renegotiate, restructure, and default on their loans and hand over strategic assets, such as ports and land, to China as collateral for compensation. Many of the BRI projects are located in ecologically sensitive and biodiverse areas such as rainforest, wetlands, and coral reefs. They require massive land use, water consumption, and pollution, which threaten the natural resources and habitats of the host countries. Moreover, many of the BRI projects are implemented without proper consultation and consent of the local people. These projects lack adequate standards and safeguards for labor, human rights, and governance, and often involve corruption, abuse, and violence, which undermine the rule of law and democracy of the host countries. The BRI could create conflicts with major powers like US, India, Japan, and the EU as it expands China's presence in the strategic regions like the Indian Ocean and the Middle East, Africa, and cyberspace. It could also trigger a new Cold War or Thucydides trap between China and the US as the two superpowers compete for global dominance, such as China's militarization activities in the South China Sea, which have raised concerns and disputes from neighboring countries and the US. These are some of the major criticism and challenges that the BRI faces. Addressing these issues is critical for China to make the BRI a successful and a truly win-win proposition for all parties involved. China has already begun responding to some of these issues by adopting a more selective, flexible, and responsible approach to the BRI and engaging in dialogue and cooperation with BRI stakeholders and partners. However, the BRI is still a work in progress, and its future is uncertain, depending on various factors like global economic and political situation, the COVID-19 pandemic, the climate change crisis, and the public opinion and perception of the BRI. The BRI is undoubtedly one of the most ambitious and controversial projects of the 21st century, and it has the potential to transform the world, for better or for worse. The BRI is not just infrastructure and development, but also about geopolitics and ideology, and it reflects China's and values for itself and the world. What do you think about China's mega projects? Do you think they're beneficial or harmful for China and the world? Do you support or oppose the BRI, and why? Let us know in the comments section below. And that's it for this video. We hope you learned something new and interesting about China's mega projects that redefine innovation. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss out on our future videos.